tell them how you look
Teaching. Good inclusive teaching is an extension of good teaching practices. Key to success are teachers who welcome a wide diversity of learners and teachers who identify individual children's strengths and needs and then plan and adapt classroom practice to meet those needs. Strategies to meet disabled children's needs will include the differentiation of learning tasks, the adaptation of seating plans, the nurturing of peer support, the development of appropriate communication skills and resources, and a flexible approach to assessment. This is the preschool class at Baanbreker, an Afrikaans medium primary school in Boksburg. This class includes 5 disabled children. The class teacher uses a range of communication techniques and aids, including sign language and communication boards.
Adaptations. The toys have to be adapted. We put little elastic bands on for Bianca and Gerard. Bianca is left-handed. She points with her left hand, and they're having some splints made for her to aid her hand to be more mobile.
Priscilla works closely with parents and outside agencies to develop communication and to find appropriate resources to support disabled children within the school.
We're all visiting the university tomorrow, the Alternative and Augmentative Centre, to see what aids they have and what things we can use for the children in a class setup. And we're also going to look at different aids to help them with writing.
Groen. Geel.
Show me the red one, Garlene. Good. Where's the blue one? What colour is this? Green.
Gerard has only been attending Baanbreker school for a few days and is older than the other children in this class. He is in this grade temporarily while staff assess his needs and decide which class will be best for him. Before contacting Baanbreker, his parents could not find a school that was willing to accept him. Albert has epilepsy and Ethan has Down syndrome. Priscilla groups children so that there are 1 or 2 children with high support needs in any group and encourages peer support.
The buddy system works quite well. It's like a game for them. Today it's my turn. Children respond quite naturally. In the park just now, because Gerard and Bianca drools a lot, they would just take the nappy or the bib and wipe away and carry on playing and dancing around them. And they just do it matter of factly. Oh, oops, I see it, I wipe it and I carry on. They're very spontaneous.
Away to the window, who's at the door?
What would you say to teachers who may be apprehensive about having 5 children with high support needs in their class?
So was I, to be honest. I think there's a lot of help. Parents do support you. Even the parents of my normal children support me a lot. I think you must just know the disability, know what works and what doesn't work, talk to other people, talk a lot to the parents, collaboration with other professionals, very important. Never stop asking questions, be prepared and try, it's worth it.
How else does
Norkem Park is a suburban primary in the East Rand of Gauteng. This grade 1 class includes 4 pupils with attention deficit disorder.
When I go to bed, my mommy reads me a story.
Excellent.
It's Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, good boy. Good boy. Because they find it very difficult to sit and wait their turn, I try and make them understand they must wait for their turn, but I don't let them wait that long. Open your eyes. Now I want to hear.
And my mommy say he wants to take me to McDonald's.
Norkem Park School welcomes and supports learners who do take medication for ADHD and those who do not. None of the 4 learners in this class take medication. Garlene works closely with parents and therapists. She plans lessons with a variety of activities and uses a range of strategies to aid concentration. Garlene often gives the children with ADHD responsible tasks such as the handing out of worksheets.
The little boy I often send on errands, and I feel messages, that helps him too. It gives him a break from the class, also for the concentration. Some of them really find it very, very difficult just to sit still and to concentrate. So what I do with those little ones, if they get up non-stop, then I would give them something to play with sometimes, just to calm them down a little bit. Sometimes they do calm down, sometimes they don't.
Garlene ensures that the desks of the children with ADHD are tidy, so that they are not distracted by clutter. She sometimes uses screens to aid concentration. Garlene uses reward systems and praise to build all children's confidence, and finds that these strategies can work particularly well for the learners with ADHD.
Any colour, ma'am?
And I think the main thing is with ADHD children is that you must be consistent. It must be continuously all the time and be consistent in the ways that you do. These strategies definitely work because over the years I have seen that if you try and win their trust and you really show them that you care, and that works for the parents as well. These children see, but I can achieve, I can try harder. It does help them.
Mahlasedi Masana does not have enough classrooms for all its learners. Some classes are very large, and the school often uses the strategy of twinning teachers. This class has 79 pupils and 2 teachers. At Mahlasedi Masana, recognizing the importance of language skills and to support all learners, staff teach using isiSulu, Sesotho and Setonga up to grade 3. English is introduced and classes are taught in English from grade 4. The school has found that learners rarely benefit from this, and it's popular with parents. Many parents choose the school for its multilingual approach. At Norkem Park, funds raised by the school's governing body are used to run a language enrichment program throughout the school. The language enrichment tutor works with small groups of students on English language skills during class time and also runs after-school clubs.
And the language enrichment program has really benefited the pupils because they're able then to achieve far greater than they would without the barrier of language. It's also made the children more confident, and it's helped with our discipline because now they're not disruptive because they really understand what's happening in their class. We feel that once their language ability is of speed, that it'll impact on all the other subjects.
Greyvensteyn is a primary with over 870 learners. Children are taught in mother tongue up until grade 3. Working with non-disabled peers can really benefit children with communication difficulties. Ebhotwe arrived at Greyvensteyn School aged 9, having never attended a school before and with no speech. Today, the class are developing skills through a variety of indoor games. Ebhotwe's teacher involves her in all class activities and encourages peer support. Now Ebhotwe copies her peers, is speaking, and is making good progress in school. Ebhotwe Primary serves the township of Mgole. There are 4 children with learning difficulties in this grade 1 literacy class. Strategies to develop writing skills, such as joining the dots, benefit many learners, and particularly the children with learning difficulties. The class has been planned with a range of activities to develop literacy, physical, and coordination skills. The variety of tasks supports different learning styles and helps to keep children engaged. At Ebhotwe, staff build on children's strengths and adapt assessments or choose the most appropriate assessment level for each child.
Let's say I find out that this child doesn't cope with the assessment standard that I expected at grade 4. I have to move down to the assessment standard of grade 3. She doesn't have to be taken out of the class and be placed at grade 1 so that the child can feel inferior. No, we put the child in the same class, and the teacher has to try to do the assessment standard below that grade.
Because if you force the child to reach that is the assessment standard of that grade you are in, and the child doesn't cope, he becomes frustrated and he hates school.
The child may not cope academically, but he or she has other skills that she can do very well. And let's say we are doing music, the art forms, the dancing, whereby the child feels free, and maybe that child who doesn't cope academically can be a star of tomorrow and can be a songwriter.
Yes.
And so we are developing their skills.
This grade 2 class at Baanbreker includes 4 children with learning difficulties. In this lesson, Zeldi, the class teacher, has seated the children with learning difficulties together on a central table. She has the support of a classroom assistant, but has planned the lesson so that she can spend some time with the disabled children.
Mooi, Tristan. Hier is Mama en Papa en Megan.
Zeldi pre-plans and adapts each week's work for all the children with learning needs.
I know with reading, Megan visualize stuff, so I must get pictures of the passage that she must read, and that's how she reads. And most of the other children, Tristan, Mahlasedi, Megan, Rina, and Franco as well. So I must go and sit and look at their strong points and see, well, I must do another worksheet for those children. They can do stuff that the others can do on their own level.
Does working inclusively improve your teaching skills?
Yes, my planning is a lot more. You can't go to classroom without any planning. You must plan. Everyone has the full right to learn in every school. Whatever your disability, that doesn't mean you can't learn in a school. Right. Why?
Lindy is in grade 1 at Baanbreker. She has Down syndrome and is included in all class activities. Renata, her teacher, is working on developing Lindy's communication skills in speech and sign language.
While she's working, she will use some signs sometimes, but she knows all the words for the signs. And then I also make cards for her so that she can see this is a 1, this is a 2. She knows them, but it's better for her to see them.
Renata uses a range of strategies to make the classwork accessible, and Lindy works on the same topics as the other children.
For example, if we have to draw triangular, then I'll first make some dots for her, and then she'll practice it 2 or 3 times, and after that she'll do it. She gets cross sometimes at the children. Children never laugh, never make fun of her, and they help her a lot. And sometimes she will sit here and she will colour in instead of look at the board or help me, so I'll have to come afterwards and help her.
Do you encourage peer tutoring?
Yes, all the time. For example, tomorrow we're going to build a car with some material that the kids bring from home, and then it's in a group. Perhaps they'll say to her, you must bring some coke toppies. And then she'll use them for the wheels. And they'll show her how to put them on, and then she'll have to do it by herself. Wat hou jy van die skool?
What do you like about school?
Toets. She like tests. Waarvan hou jy nog?
Boek.
Van die boeke?
Ja.
Wat hou jy van die boek?
Lief.
Is jy lief vir die boek?
Ja. En Jota.
Is jy lief vir Renate? Okay, she said that she liked the books and that she loved me, her teacher. I had to say that. And she liked write and reading, and she liked to play with the dough, and she liked her friends, the children in the class.
Finding or developing appropriate resources to support disabled children in school can be key to their success in class. Hanlie is a district learning support educator who has developed these personal storybooks to support children with learning difficulties. They've proven to be very successful. The books are full of photos of children in different situations to illustrate how the school works.
I take pictures of the child in the classroom, in his environment, and then we write his story, because children love their own story. If I want to ask something, I must put up my hand. I can't just shout out, There's the teacher's class rules, and it's a positive way of helping her to obey the class rules. She tends to not close the door while she's on the toilet, so thumbs up, I must close the door. We normally make 2 sets. The one set is for the teacher to keep in class and to remind her, because they do sometimes forget about the class rules and everything, and there's a set at home. And we just add on to it, every year. So this is also a means to communicate with the parent. So now the parent knows exactly what is expected of his child, and we actually become a partner. The parent becomes the school's partner.
Hanlie encourages staff to use these resources to support transition to high school. Luan is in high school and he took a copy of his personal storybook with him.
He could already read very well, so it is in his language, things he likes, and every time he feels threatened or he feels unsure about something, he's got this book with him and he can read on it.
Luan's book includes accessible information on relationships and the answers to questions he might find difficult.
They asked me, what is Down syndrome? Why are you here in this school? Why didn't you go to a special school? And then he's got the answers, and even if he forgets, it's there, it's in his school bag. And you give him the tools to answer the questions, So this book is actually, or file is actually becoming a life story, and they just love it, and because it's all about themselves.
Count using your fingers up to 9.
At Ebhotwe Primary, children in this grade 4 maths class are being encouraged to use their fingers to count. This practical visual exercise supports all learners, and particularly this pupil with learning difficulties. A learner with a hearing impairment who does not like wearing a hearing aid is seated at the front. The teacher faces him and speaks clearly. Some teachers at Ebhotwe are trained as family maths educators. They advise families on how best to support children to understand maths.
That's good. We draw a line.
This grade 3 class at Ebhotwe begins with a revision of previous tasks to ensure that all learners feel confident before moving on to new work. Miss Booi often uses sign language and visual materials to support different learning styles. There are 6 learners with learning difficulties in this class. Miss Booi has seated this learner with learning difficulties and difficulty concentrating at the front, so that she can bring his attention back to classwork. Throughout the school, children are encouraged to value everyone's efforts and to support each other's work.
Group working helps a lot because the child that is not coping is helped by his or her peers. So she or he feels comfortable when he is helped by her peers. And the groups are mixed. They are not, the learners with disabilities, they are not put alone. They are mixed with others so that they can help and boost each other in the group.
In this grade 5 maths class at Mahlasedi, Masana, all pupils are working on the same task as staff have prepared simplified and visual worksheets for the students that need them. Rose, the district learning support educator, helps to adapt the curriculum for Zanele and others.
She must be given an opportunity to work with mathematical activities. She must be given extra resources to understand that when we are doing addition, the number will increase and it will decrease when we are doing subtraction. She must also be presented with the visual aids, and the teacher must also allow Zanele to learn at her own learning style, because Zanele doesn't like to speak because she understands that her speech is really different to other learners. She prefers visual aids, and then the teacher must also understand when she is doing assessments, she must try to adapt. It means for the activities, she must substitute the requirements that was requested by the activity. She must really understand that Zanele differs to other learners. This area is in an informal settlement, so most of their learners are underprivileged. They don't have parents. There's a lot of poverty, so the curriculum needs to be designed in such a way to suit the level of the needs of those learners.
I'm so proud of you. You're quite right. It says, keep your pet safe, healthy, and happy.
This grade 1 class at Springvale Primary includes 2 pupils with a hearing impairment and 1 pupil with albinism and a visual impairment. Musa, Jordan and Donovan sit at the front so that they can all see Karen clearly.
When I'm teaching, I have to be in front the whole time and facing them. I often repeat things. If somebody in the class answers a question, I have to then repeat that as well so that they can be a part of the class. I found it quite difficult in the beginning, and I actually asked my class to remind me, to tell me when I'm not facing them, because Jordan has no hearing in her one ear and very little in the other, so she has to see my face all the time.
You give them bones to eat if it's a dog? What were you going to say that? Sorry, Jordan. Katsu?
Karen pre-plans lessons so that large print worksheets are ready for Musa when he needs them.
With Musa's worksheets, I draw those dark lines around the edge. It's very easy for him then to cut. We do a lot of cutting and pasting. For the normal worksheets, he just carries on because it's quite big already, and then if he's got to copy something, I write it on a little board or on a piece of paper and I put that next to him, then he can copy that. And he's fine. He's really fine.
The classroom assistant is shared between all grade 1 and 2 classes. Today she's supporting Karen's class. The school also supports parents to volunteer to listen to children reading. Karen adapts her teaching practice to meet Musa, Jordan and Donovan's needs and encourages the whole class to follow her example. She uses small group cooperative work to build peer support and respect.
From the beginning, I explained to my class. I told them what was happening. I told them we had a little boy that couldn't see properly and we had the 2 hard of hearing children. I encouraged them to include them in all their games, in the discussions, and that they must make sure they're facing each other. It's an empathy thing. They also don't put them on a pedestal either. You know, they don't try and make them something special. They're just like everyone else in the class, and that's how I treat them as well. Obviously, knowing that I've got to give more specialized attention sometimes to them, I would recommend it. It's fine. I think it works very well.